Hey Team Baldwin, this is John Crable coming back from spring break. Wanted to go over your round 3 results. I'm actually going to be traveling this evening, so I won't have the opportunity to join up on your web conference, but wanted to get this to you with plenty of time today. So a couple things, taking our usual path as we go through. Looking at the balance sheet, what I really appreciate obviously is that inventory is so low. Have a little bit, but I mean we're talking just very few. So good work on that, especially with some of the goals that we had planned for this past round. Also like seeing that cash and accounts receivable are maintaining a pretty high number as well. So that's definitely a benefit. Looking down towards cash flow, obviously we're able to generate a lot from operations standpoint. We're able to pay some back with finance, obviously to make some changes to investing too. So we're able to improve our cash position while paying back financing charges, which is always a good result in my book. And then lastly, when we look at some of the margins that we have here, first of all, the contribution margin of 42.6 is outstanding. Even when we look at some of the comparison numbers here, doing a really good job of being able to control our costs and generate a ton of profit margin on a per product basis. And then as you look to see here, all the return numbers are improving. We're really happy about that. But for having 3 products with market share increasing just a little bit, but profit history taking a big jump, definitely going in the right direction. So from that standpoint, everything looks good to me. Let's blow this up a little bit so we can talk about the courier. We'll go through and as I said, I don't like to do a lot of comparison work because everybody's doing a different strategy. But the return on sales that you have here is very, very impressive. So I've been very pleased about that. From a sales perspective at 152, we're not in first place. I think we're actually in third. But again, we have 3 product lines, so we're doing pretty well there. And then when you do the comparison on the contribution margins, there really isn't. Very impressive from what I see on those 2. All right. Scroll down here, we'll take a look at these numbers. Alright, so capacity versus production, you guys are able to do a lot of quality work there. Was able to see some additional growth coming to those areas too. And you can already see that along with some of the other teams that are out there, we've kind of got this capacity versus production thing figured out. So you guys are trending well in those areas too. Alright. So the only thing that we really carried inventory on was just 40 units, which is an incredibly small percentage of bead and our overall sales there. And as you look to see, what we're doing and how we compare with some of those others, I think you can ratchet it up even more if that's the route that you want to go. So I think that from everything that we see there, we're looking like we're going in the right direction with those numbers. And we'll just take a look at a couple here. So when we look at, see if I can get this. All right, when we look at the traditional market segment, yeah, we are in third place when it comes to market share, right? So I made the comment earlier. Do I think that we can ratchet up production? Yeah, I do think we can. But again, it goes back to what your goal is trying to be with this. If we need to, we obviously can, and the fact that we don't have any inventory left over in the traditional market segment is a good thing for us going forward as well. When we come over to bead, right, again at 20%, what I think that we can probably improve a little bit here on is, or no, I'm sorry, that we can't improve on actually, is you are far exceeding your market share potential when it comes to sales of bead in the low product segment. So you're really doing well as far as that goes. And when we talk about forecasting, we've had those conversations previously. Looking at this, yeah, you do have some inventory that you're going to want to get rid of, but I don't think that should make too big of an impact on your decision to go forward, especially when you're doing 2,500 units and only have 40 left over. So as I look at this here, you guys are doing well in terms of the size of the product, maybe a little bit more investment going back towards performance. But all in all, you're doing a good job. I like to see, I've been very pleased to see the progression and the growth on all three product lines. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I know that given that we're trending in the right direction with a lot of these things, it can be easy just to sit back and plug in the numbers and just let her go from there. But I think from your standpoint, if you stick to that strategy, if you put in the time and effort on a week-to-week basis, I think you'll be very pleased with your results coming into next week as well. So thanks for your time today, guys. Appreciate the patience on not being able to make it tonight, and have a great week. Bye-bye.